I'm so glad though that Amon was in that freaking story, bro. I am so glad he woke this fucker Kaneki up. I really am. I'm just so freaking glad because Brody, Amon, for how much of a, how much he could change throughout the story, how much he could feel for the ghouls, how much he could like think for the ghouls, trying to understand their perspective. He would definitely ask the question as to why you're doing this, Brody. You were the one who cried before. You didn't take my life when you could have. The same way the priest could have taken his life when he was young, but he didn't. He left him the only one alive, which, even I myself, I can't really piece together why those two ghouls would end up just leaving him alive. So there we go. One of the CCG investigators is dead. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. What was it? Shinichiro or something? I'm sorry, Brody. I don't really remember your name. I'm sorry. But now Amon is gonna be crashing out because he's like another one of his close friends, another one of his close coworkers got killed, and surprise, surprise, it was Kaneki who did it. I think this is absolutely the moment now where I fucking hate him now. I absolutely hate Kaneki. I hate him now, bro. I really do. I really do hate him now because even while the story says something like, oh, you should embrace your flaws, you should embrace your mistakes, you should know that, you can't be a perfect person, blah 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 blah. I still stand by the idea that your life is a series of choices. You can make mistakes. You can make wrongdoings as long as you know how to get back up from that wrongdoing and change from it. Instead, motherfucker Kaneki thought, hey, if it just feels like he's like, oh, let me get a free pass. Let me get a free pass. I'm gonna eat. I'm a chomp on this dude, but watch them pull out some twist that Shinichiro, the guy, the investigator, ends up living. I'm also sorry if I end up messing up their names. I don't think it's Shinichiro, but I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming. The guy who has like a weird circular thing on his forehead, like the way his hair was cut. I mean, why do you even cut your hair like that? Yeah, that dude. I think he's dead. I think he's dead, and I think Kaneki did eat the guy, but I don't know. Maybe he just ate his his queen K. If he did, then there you have it, right? But if he actually killed the CCG investigator, yeah, nah, bro. This dude, this man. At that very moment when I saw him, I was like, when Amun was wrecking. This whole episode was just humans wrecking the ghouls' asses. He was just they were just destroying it. You have Ray, you have this guy beating Kaneki, and then you have Amon as well, who fought with or no, Shinichiro also the investigator beat not only Kaneki, no, not Kaneki. I meant Ayato. My bad. I'm getting my shit mixed up. I'm getting my shit mixed up. Not only that did that guy beat, right, Ayato, Shinichiro beat Ayato, but then you also have Rei beating Kuro and Shiro, the two other ghouls, and then you also have Amon beating Kaneki, bro. Even though Kaneki was already going, he had like multiple Kagones or whatever. Like he had two, I think now, the Centipede and then the one from Rize, which is, I'll give him that. Pretty impressive to look at, but, I'm not too, I don't really fancy it that much. I'm just like, well, bro, you chose this. You chose this. You decided, hey, you know what? I got no choice, guys. I got no choice. Are you serious right now, bro? Life is a series of choices. Life is absolutely a series of choices. The best thing that he could have probably done, as crazy as it is, as mentally fucking retarded as it is, bro, as risky as it is, if he's really all about that life, if he is really all about, helping ghouls and humans, right? Instead of picking a side, instead of being an ordinary ghoul, like how Amon has described him, instead of him going down that route, he could have surrendered himself to the CCG. Anything could have happened at that point. But his gateway was Amon. Amon isn't the type of person to just sit down and watch somebody suffer, bro. He knows when somebody's suffering. He saw it with Kaneki. The only reason why he held himself back, even from going full on, is because there's a part of him that thinks, why would you do that? He's questioning the ghouls. Why would you do that? But then this is what you tell me? This is your answer? You kill my coworker, you kill my friend. You're no different than all the other ghouls I've killed. See, this is why Amon feels to me is like a flip flop. I like Amon ever since he appeared into the story. I liked his character and I liked his personality, but he was sort of like flip. I'm like, it doesn't seem like he has that much conviction compared to Kaneki, right? When Kaneki made the decision, oh yeah, I'm gonna be, fuck it, I'm a ghoul. He went on with it. With with Amon, he's sort of in between. He's like, I don't like ghouls because they killed everyone I love. But if somebody like Kaneki pops up in his face, or that priest, he can't really bring himself. He's like, he ends up freezing. He's like, he ends up questioning why did you not, So that's why I'm not really 100% with Amon. But it makes sense. It makes sense why Amon would do those things. I'm not telling him that he's wrong. I'm just saying, right? He sort of has this conflicted nature about him. That's why I'm also conflicted about him, because it ultimately depends on what happens, his actions in the next few episodes. The only two characters that I'm kind of interested about is Amon and Akira. Literally only the two of them. But yeah, also I kind of have a hunch that the owl is Yoshimura, the manager. I don't know. I just have a hunch that it's probably him. I don't know. I feel like the whole anime is kind of pointing to Yoshimura being the owl, and like even the guy. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna search up Shinichiro. Right, that's his name. Yeah, Shinichiro. Okay, that is his name, right? That is his name, right? No, no. What is his name? Shinohara? My bad. Shinohara, bro. It's freaking Shinohara. Oh my days. Okay. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. I get it now. Okay, that's his name. That is his name. But yeah, what I will say is, rip to him if he ends up actually being dead, but if he's gravely injured, then he can still get back up. Okay, he's still alive. That's all that pretty much matters. Even though I'm not really attached to him, I'm not really attached to Shinohara. In fact, I'm not really attached to a lot of characters in this show. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Yoshimura ends up being the owl. I really don't. If he ends up being the owl, it's interesting considering him being so wise. That might explain why Anteku and 20th Ward is so locked up in terms of like the amount of ghouls that's hunting down humans in that area. And plus, his wise nature just gives off like he was strong. So 10 years ago, he ended up being a ghoul that's like bent on like killing maybe CCG investigators and just all up against humans. And then now he's a little bit more older, wiser. Even in episode one, right? Shinohara ends up saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, but I think this is blah 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 blah." And then it just like transitions to Yoshimura, and then it transitions like back to them. And he was like, "Just don't tell anyone about this." I'm like, why would you show me Yoshimura? Oh, okay, he's the owl, right? I'm assuming he's the owl. He has to be. Anteku, I mean, the reason why Anteku is this absolute safe haven almost is because of him. And he's now acting all Thanos like. But it might not be him. It might not be him. Who knows? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to episode 6, and more than likely I'm not gonna make a video until episode 12 once I finish the second season. Again, maybe the whole reason why I'm so detached from a lot of the characters in the show is I'm just so emotionally drained with all of them. I'm mentally drained with all of them. I mean, I'm not even sure if you can hear it in my voice. My voice doesn't feel as energetic, bro. It just doesn't. I guess season one took a lot out of me, bro. It was a lot to carry and a lot to think about, and it's just hard to process a lot of it. Even so, like digesting most of the information, not even that, but like the fates of all of the people here and their decisions, when you look past like the human way of thinking, the human way of like good and evil, the human way of incompetence and all this morality and all that bullshit, you just understand the world of Tokyo Ghoul. It's just this dynamic of predator and prey, each one trying to live. It just becomes like a really, really heavy truth. This is just the reality. Perfect way to summarize it, I'm deflated pretty much. But yeah, you'll see me on episode 12 once I finish the season. Hopefully nothing too compelling happens in the next few episodes that even ends up making me so mentally and emotionally drained that I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just take a break. Even season 1, bro. Even season 1, a few days was not enough for a break, but we'll go back at it. We'll go back at it. Let's go. Let's freaking go, bro. I'll finish. Let's see if I can finish up until episode 12 without making a video. Let's go.